What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Entrepreneur Experience, episode number
10. We're on episode 10.
Dude, I just can't believe that we're on episode number 10. It felt like yesterday we started not even episode 1. We did like the teaser.
Yeah, true.
Remember that?
Yeah, episode 1, we recorded two things at once, and one was a casual teaser.
Yeah.
So that can kind of be an episode, but you know, it's episode 0.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We put that out. Got a lot of views on that one and got a lot of momentum for the Entrepreneur Experience. And for all of you who have watched every single episode, we just want to thank you again very much for being loyal and for just absorbing this content and commenting and giving us feedback. I think I'm having the most fun in business I've ever had by doing a podcast because I don't know about you, Jared.
I'm flattered, man.
A lot of, because I'm with you, but at the same time, like I get to just talk freely without coaching somebody. You know what I mean? I can just talk.
Yeah.
And because I love what I do. Do you love what you do?
I love what I do.
Yeah. We were just talking before this. We're like, yeah, you know, if this was before marriage, like we'd be working all day because it's what we love to do. Yeah. And it's not that we don't want to be married because trust me, I love being married.
Yeah.
You know, but
I love my wife, love my kids.
Yeah.
And so since I have them, I need to spend time with them.
Oh, sure.
But it's not just that I need to, but it's I get to. I love it.
Dude. I love how you said I get to. Because I could also relate that to business. Like, I get to do this business.
Yeah.
You know?
If you ever find yourself saying I have to rather than I get to, then you need to retrain your brain or it's a sign that burnout's around the corner.
Yeah. And sometimes it's a heart posture. Sometimes it's a mentality thing. Sometimes it's like a mindset thing. Because I feel like business offers us all these opportunities, but we could also screw it up by trying to do everything on our own. Like, have you ever read the book The E-Myth by chance?
I read the abridged description about it.
Right. Well, we start businesses typically because we're passionate about something, right? Not always about what we do, but passionate about something, which is like make more money, have more time. But the reality of business is that it's hard. It is difficult.
Yeah.
You know?
And that whole book comes from the technician standpoint.
Yes.
Who's someone's like, man, I'm doing all the work and I'm making all the business this much money. Therefore, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to start my own business doing this. But then you learn that working on your business and running your business is different than working in your business.
Dude, yes.
And I know that's the whole premise. And so I love the book for that. I have it on my list to like actually go through, but
I've reread it or re-listened to it like at least 2 or 3 times. And I think I want to do it again, but it's just powerful on how like our mindset would get us to like really deceive ourselves that we have to do it all. Because if we want to get it done right, we have to do it ourselves. You know. But something that we wanted to talk about today was sales. And this kind of segues into that because one big thing that people don't really understand when they start a business is really how to sell their services. Because you've worked for somebody else before that had all their branding, all their marketing, their sales team most likely. You were the technician that just went out there and did the job.
Yeah.
So it's like, let me start my own business.
And it felt easy because like maybe the first 2 clients saw your talent and you didn't actually have to sell to them as much as just make a little ask. And then they're like, oh yeah, I'll support you. I don't want to lose you. I want you. Like, I know that you've done great stuff. I know what to do with a video. And they just hire you. But now I'm I converted that into talking about myself. But
go ahead.
Now I'm crossing a line into how do I market it? And what do people actually want to hear?
Bingo.
What do brands really want to hear? And dude, we just actually came off of a really good coaching session. It was really good. It's on topic to this because it's all about like sales and how you say things, getting specific towards a target market. And so it's really fun. I'm excited to have you as my coach. So it's a little plug for Action Coach South Kansas City. He did not ask me to say this or anything. And everything I say was right now is not sponsored or anything by Coach Joe, other than the fact that, you know, we start this podcast together. But for real, guys, like anything, like a small step, just go and like and follow his pages because he has some really good content. Yeah. I'm a little biased on some of it.
Because
you're
the one that videotapes a lot of it, right? Like,
but it's really good stuff. It's all value. He's not always asking something from you. So anyways, just a little plug. Go and follow Action Coach, South Kansas City specifically. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate the plug-in and all that. But in reality, even those value videos that I put on social media, that's all part of the sales process.
Yeah.
Right? Because like sales doesn't just, it's not just you convincing somebody through your words and actions to buy something, right? Because at the end of the day, sales is just, you're professionally helping people make a decision to buy something, right? Hopefully it's your product, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of times to get people interested, the sales starts with the branding and the marketing. Think about this, a clothing store, a really good clothing store. Let's think of whatever.
American Eagle.
American Eagle. You go to the mall and you have all these shops selling clothes. But what gets you into American Eagle? Well, you're looking through their window and you're seeing the style of clothes on the mannequins. You're seeing the pictures and the brandings of people happily living life wearing those clothings. So something catches your eye. The sale starts there.
Yeah, you can see yourself in those clothes.
Exactly.
As the potential customer.
Boom. And then, you know, the marketing
It sounds so easy talking about that. But talking about your own. And then why does it get so difficult? But that's why it's important to have like a team or a coach or someone else to talk with. Right.
Well, another thing too is if people aren't going to the mall, it'll be in a magazine or a newspaper that some people buy. They'll see it. Yeah. They're like, okay, let's go to that store. The marketing part is, you know, it says clearance or, you know, just the communication part of it, right? Buy two, get one free, right? Like just stuff like that. But the sell pretty much happens with how people see you. Like people make a buying decision, you know what I mean, on what they see with your branding. So when it comes to sales though, like let's talk about the actual selling part because we're going to assume that you do all the other stuff right. But again, take a look at your brand, take a look at your marketing. Because sales is a lot easier when you actually have ideal clients that are coming in, like people that actually want what you want, right? You
can, and they fit your avatar.
Marketing. Exactly.
Call back to one of the previous episodes.
Right. Well, so American Eagle, I mean, if you really want to think about it, lean and muscular people fit those clothes.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna advertise the big and tall. Right. Their market is the model look like people.
Yeah. Your average Joe, pun intended. Well, maybe slightly cooler.
I'm
average
a short Joe, but still, I wish I was a little taller. I wish I was a baller. I'm joking. Remember that song? So if you do all those things right, and you have your target market actually coming in, and your ideal clients are starting to reach out to you, like how do you sell at that point too? Because they have a 50 to 70% idea that they want to buy from you or not based off of your marketing. Now you have to just complete the sale. How do you do that? Right?
Naturally, I want to ask them questions, but
well,
you need a tool.
What's the importance of asking questions?
So they speak on their behalf and what they want. I know that like when they say it, then you can use it back pretty easily. Not that you like manipulate, but more of like, what's a better word? Nurture and foster and like convict. Yeah. So I know that's important. This is one big thing that I've learned is it's not about convincing as much anymore as it is about conviction. So, you know, and like even, dang it, I'm thinking of somebody and I don't remember his name. Well, sorry for that, but.
It's all good. You'll remember in like 2 hours after the podcast is done.
Yeah. Because he spoke on something like that. That's why I was thinking of it. But anyways.
Yeah. Well, you said something, you alluded to something like, let's just say everybody came through your funnel, right? And they're requesting a discovery with you, right?
Yeah.
With you or with me, or put yourself in that, right? What is your next step when somebody finds you and requests whatever it is? Like, the power of asking questions really helps to close the deal, because the reality is nobody really cares who you are They only care about what you could do for them.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have the solution to their frustration? Because they're looking to buy for whatever reason. So let's just say that they're coming to a business coach. Why is somebody going to look for a business coach? Most likely because there's certain frustrations within their business or results that they're not getting that they would like, and they've tried it on their own and they can't do it. If it's an HVAC, heating and air, right? Heating and cooling or whatever, people might be calling those companies because their heater or their air conditioner went out in the most unidealistic time for it to go out. You know? So when you start talking about who you are, they're like, I don't care. This is my problem. What can you do about it? So asking great questions can help you identify the true frustration and come across as the only solution.
And I like it when I ask questions first and build the profile in my head as if they're a good avatar for what I'm about to present to them. And then when I get to the part where I'm kind of presenting, I can easily tie it into what we already just talked about. Well, you know what I mean? So it's like, oh, yeah, we exist to help businesses discover their brand value. And that ultimately leads to customers living more fulfilling lives, you know? And this fits so right into what you're doing because like you also help, you know, women with their pregnancy and you give value back, and we just want to help make sure that value is communicated over your social media as well, and like get expand.
I already know the cut you're talking about.
Yeah, you do. Yeah. But
I love how like you said that if you could ask good questions and take notes when it comes time to presenting the solution, without giving them the answers to everything, you could literally get excited about it, like you did. Like your tone of voice went up. That's a selling mechanism, by the way. Your tone of voice being excited about like. So, like, what we strive to do is use videography to really help you get seen by your target market. And, like, isn't that exciting? You were saying that that's what you're struggling with right now. You're getting leads, but they don't seem to be who you're really trying to target. Well, our strategy actually helps that happen. So I'm excited because if we do this for you, we can most likely start seeing better leads coming in.
Yeah.
Would you be opposed to that?
No. Like, that's a good question.
Right?
That's a no question, isn't it?
It's a no question. And do you know why no questions are important every once in a while?
Because we say no a lot, or what?
Well, if you are the client that I'm trying to convince to buy from me, if I get you to say no, then I put you in the position of power already, because no is a power word.
Oh, okay.
No, I wouldn't be opposed to that. Like, right? It makes you feel like I said no. I'm the one in control here. In reality, I'm controlling the conversation. But if I get you to say yes, 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 psychologically too, I can start making you feel like, okay, I'm controlling you. I'm controlling this conversation. And you might just get more irritated with me than anything.
Interesting.
But it's still fine to say yes. Like, can't you see the value in that?
Already in this podcast right now, like as we're talking, it's just so much easier to go, yeah, and tend to agree first. And so now I can see that, because if I say no, like I don't know, the way that it like stops my brain and starts it to speak for itself.
Right.
Like instead of in like receive mode, now it's in like some sort of a wait a second, think about it. No. Right. Now I put my own thought into it, and it does feel more powerful, because when I say yes, I'm thinking as you're speaking instead of stopping to think and then.
And yes easily comes out. It could just be let me agree with him so we can finish this conversation.
Sometimes that's it, yeah.
Right? If you guys don't know Chris Voss, he's the author of Never Split the Difference, which is a negotiating sales book. But he was also an FBI negotiator for terrorist hostages. Like he negotiated with hostages to were free. And he said something at one of the workshops I attended that he was physically there. Sorry.
Hold for that.
He said, sorry, I wanted to sneeze. He said, when people tell you you're right, what they're really saying is, hurry up with this because, like, I just agreeing with you so we can get on. But if they say, that's right, it means a whole different thing. Like, it's kind of like saying, do you mind? No, I don't mind. Versus, yeah, I can see that. Right? Like, it means something so different.
You're right.
So you're trying to get people to give you the right response in sales. Like, that's right. Or, no, I don't mind. And they could even say yes like that. Yeah, I could really see. Like, it's how you get them to do that. But if you don't take the time of day to really find out their true frustrations, their true pain points, you can't talk to the pain. And remember, people buy in an emotional state, right? Like, why do people buy new clothes all the time? Because they're frustrated with their old clothes. Why do people buy new cars? They're frustrated with their old one.
Yeah.
For whatever reason it is.
Yeah, usually. And then that frustration leads into, because that's the need for it. And then you just stair step your way up to like, oh, well, now I want this. And then you're spending more than you have because you understand the value of it as you were researching and stair stepping up. Apple does that a lot too.
Yeah, for sure.
They're like, oh man, should I get this Mac Mini? Or should I do the Mac Studio? And what if I do the Mac Mini and do the upgrades versus doing a Mac Studio?
So
or
many
like
options.
Like there's so many, but they like somehow expertly do it. I wonder how.
Well, they probably
got so much research and
so much research
power with their money. And they keep overcharging, and we all know it, but it's because it's all about status, right? And then and we also know the quality of it too,
right?
And I personally love Mac.
Apple sells itself. It goes to the very beginning. How you brand yourself. People already make a decision based off of how they're going to feel if they bought your brand. Like, Apple is a movement.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? People that buy Apple is because they're Apple people. There's a whole Apple or Android, right? There's two identities to fight over, you know? So what do we learn so far? Number one, sales starts from how you brand and how you market, right? Like, decisions are already made. Like, if you can get somebody to see your brand and your marketing and they call you, that's a sell. You sold them to call you, right? Then from there, you do all your things. But a couple of things that you need to consider if you want to sell good is, number one, you have to know who your target audience is, your target market, your ideal client, because you could be trying to sell to the most unideal person that will never buy from you because they absolutely do not need what you have.
Yeah.
And guess what that will do for you?
You waste all that time.
You're frustrated because you wasted that time.
And then you find yourself maybe like trying to convince someone that was not even going to buy anyways.
Right. And you might get lucky or two with an empathetic buyer, but then you're like, yes, so I'm doing it. It's the right. And then no, like, you truly have to.
It might be a less fulfilling job too at that point, which is like we're here to solve problems. If you step back, like, nothing was really ever about money other than the power it has to trade and for something else that you want. Absolutely. Like, money always represented something else. So it's like, if I'm buying a service from you, then it's because I need a service or want it.
Yeah. Well, remember, money.
And then this person that's selling it, they accept the money and at a certain cost so that they can use it to do something else. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Remember, before money became a currency like gold or coins, people were trading valuable services.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you would not be able to sell what you have unless somebody needed it and you gave them value. So, for example, you were a clothes maker.
Okay.
Right?
I'm a tailor.
But you're a tailor.
Because my last name's Taylor.
Yeah. But let's say you need food. So if you try to trade the clothes that you made to a merchant who doesn't need clothes, then they won't sell you,
Yeah, and then what's the point of me standing there trying to continue? That's a very good analogy.
But if that merchant was like, okay, good quality clothes, I don't need it, But if you sell it to me for like at this much, and I take it to China and I can sell it for twice as much, yeah, take this food. Like here,
Yeah.
there's a value.
Okay.
Like, right, you have to express that value. And so
That's cool.
we have to do the same thing with our products and our services. And that has to be expressed through the branding that we have. But then you got to also close the deal. So, like, once you do all those steps, you ask really good pain-pointed or frustration-pointed questions. But don't over-ask either, because like, you can drag a conversation. They're like, okay, where do we go from here?
Oh yeah. Have you ever found yourself like that?
All the time. Because I love to talk.
And then you kind of ignore what they're saying for a little bit, and you're trying to be like, how do I get out of this?
Exactly.
Or like, yeah.
Exactly.
Or you notice, oh crap, I just went off track. How do I bring them back on track? You know, or her.
Yeah.
But something I just recently learned too, part of training someone else to help me, is like if we're doing some sort of cold call or cold sale or whatever, the best thing to do is to get them to talk about themselves, and by asking open-ended questions.
Yeah.
So like a specific example that we have written down is, tell me more about what drove you to create your business and who you are marketing to.
Oh, yeah.
And then like, where do you see the industry going in the next 10 years? Like your
industry.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so much potential.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Yeah.
How many of them are posting on social media?
Yeah.
Do you see yourself? Like,
Yeah.
so many.
So, do you post on social media?
Yeah.
What are you happy? What type of results are you getting that you're happy about with your posting? And what results do you feel like you can just do much better with? You see how that question can lead into, well, I like that we're posting, but we're just not getting any followers or likes or leads or this. So you're telling me that if you had a social media plan that posted consistently, and as a result, it was so good that you also got leads out of it, or at least a couple of likes, and help them funnel through your website, you would be happy with that? And I literally have a paper in front of me, like if I could do it, and in that question, I'll just take a highlighter and write a big old $sign on it.
Really?
Yeah, like I can make money, but then they're looking at it, and I'm like, they're like, what's that for? Well, I think I can actually find money here for you. I would love to see what you already do. I did a little bit of research before we met, but I actually help clients do this. But, we do it through XYZ, but let's get back to that really quick. I just really wanted to see, because is there anything else that you're really trying to get from your social media platform? And just ask questions about that. Okay. All right. Tell me about your entire marketing plan.
We do networking. We send out some mailers and happy birthday cards. We got on a local newspaper.
Okay. Okay.
We partnered with this restaurant that like has us as an ad on their placemat.
Okay.
We tried posting on social media, but like it didn't really do what we thought. And then you go and you investigate the social media, and it was like one post.
Yeah, one post in 5 years. You say, okay, you didn't get much results on social media. Okay, cool. I'll in just a little bit, we'll take a look at that. So you're saying that you're happy with the results that you're getting from, the restaurant, the newspaper, the birthday cards.
You could ask for their results, and maybe they don't know.
What results, like, because if that's what you're doing, I'm
sure
you measure it. So like, what are the results that you're getting?
No, we got about 10 calls for it, and one conversion.
So 10% conversion. How do you feel about that conversion rate?
I think we could do better.
Okay. So you probably already thought about like, what do you think you could do as a company to make that conversion rate go better? Like, what are some ideas that you have?
I've just seen like, I don't know. Like now I'm getting out of character.
But see, like those are like questions that you can ask. But eventually, like you could also get so caught up in just asking more and more and more
to dig in,
to where it's like, okay, cool. Like so, at a certain point, you have to get enough and then be like, okay, so Jared, like, I just want to repeat this back to you to make sure that I understand this well, because if I don't, I screwed this whole thing up. You know what I mean? Like, so Jared, what you're telling me is you have a great service, a great product that you are proud of, your team is proud of, but you ultimately feel like you're struggling with getting the right type of clients in the door because you're getting clients that want X, Y, Z, but your main product is B and C. But you're selling more of this, so it's most likely your branding or maybe that your approach to selling this. If I can do a couple of things, let's just say, SEO your website and this and this and this a little better, where we can get you the majority of B and C clients where you want to be within, let's say, 6 to 7 months based off of just a collaboration between you and I, would that be something you'd be opposed to?
Yeah, I would do that.
Okay.
No, I would. Or sorry, maybe the real answer would be like, no, I'm not opposed.
No, I'm not opposed to that. Yeah. Okay, great. So what we need to do moving forward is, number one, we need to get you to commit to using us to get this done for you because I think we can do this for you. So how this works is we pick some packages. I'll go over that. This one. Okay. Then I need this ACH form signed out. Okay. So once you sign that, we get to figure out the start date and we can start drafting on the start date and we'll get all that stuff, scheduled out. So Jared, let's do this.
I'm excited. What are you most excited for? I don't know.
But me asking, let's do this is actually me asking for the sale.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like you don't always have to.
Where do we go from here? Or
where do we go from here? We should be working together, right? Okay, great. Let's do it. Depending on who they are, how they respond to a lot of your questions, like you can figure out their personality trait, kind of.
Yeah.
Like that.
I have one in my discovery call that's like, I just forget what it is right now. I have this paper that I reference as I go through that stuff.
Yeah.
That way I don't forget anything. And eventually after I do it 100 or 1,000 times, then it'll be like real easy.
Yeah.
And I'll probably update it too.
Yeah.
But what's nice that I've discovered in my industry and in what I'm doing, which is video production, if anyone doesn't know, it can be a slightly heavier commitment to convert unless you've already used people in the past, and you have developed a relationship, then it's easier. But at the same time, for a first person to join in, it's a little bit heavier of a step to make a booking. So we made it so that it's now like a discovery call. Like that's the first step.
Yeah.
That's what the cold calls are all about. That's what all of it's all about is like lukewarm leads, even a hot lead, but we'll like tie something in. 'Cause usually a hot lead, they're already ready, but it's like, there's someone that we talk to and we can make it personal and, hey, we were at this BNI meeting and you mentioned this and tell me more about that and blah, blah, blah. So that would be a little different, but still the next step is a discovery call. And it's way easier for people to do that as a 15-minute thing to then have a dedicated time and space to actually really dig in.
Do you know what the true reason is for a discovery call? It's to qualify your lead.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In my head, I was like,
qualifying them.
It's an easier step for
you're
them, but it's also better for you.
Yeah. And if they are an ideal lead, you're getting the basic information now to know, okay, let's move forward with this person or not. And then on the next step, like I'm more prepared with, because I really want to serve this client.
Yeah.
And they want you to serve them too. But sales is from step one, it's a sales process every step of the way. Like to get them from one part of the sales process to the other, it requires you to know how to sell and move them past. But I always joke with my clients or when I do my sales workshops, like the last thing that guarantees the sale is ask for the freaking business, right? You got to get so good at the discovery call, the questionnaire, all that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, if you don't ask for the business, you most likely will not get it. Most people need you to help them make that decision.
Make the ask. It's okay to ask. People have the
ask,
power to say no. If they say no, cool, move on.
Right.
Right? And
What is that? Ask and you shall receive.
I'm speaking to my past self, you know,
yeah.
because I still get a little frustrated with like social media type things where it's all like a billboard, it's all ask. And it's like, why do people even want it? And then like, if someone sees you and you're the kind of person that always, you know, takes withdrawals from people rather than deposit, then what kind of character is that? Do I want to be that character? And so I always struggled with the ask, unless it was like, I was truly fully confident about like how when I'm asking them, it is me giving them opportunity.
Yeah.
And that was a little bit of a shift I needed to think about. It was like by me asking them and they say no loss for me. Like it's the same thing as if I just didn't ask. But if I ask and they say yes, then it's kind of not a withdrawal, even though like they're literally giving money. At the same time, this is an investment that will help them. It will get them more leads. It'll get them more
and if
followers.
your investment is articulated, if that value is articulated, they'll be glad to deposit that money with you. Right?
So now sometimes I phrase it like when I ask and I'm like, I would be remiss if I didn't give you the opportunity to come to my event on blah, 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 or whatever. Like I want to give you an opportunity. Like, I don't know, I like that word opportunity because I want them to know that's what it is. And it's not just some ploy or some gimmick or thing that I'm just trying to do to be cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you have to ask it in a way that's authentic to who you are. But a lot of people think that you have to ask for business by saying, okay, can I do business with you? Like, my favorite way of doing it is, okay, well, you see that we can help. You see all this kind of stuff. Where do we go from here? Right? So that's my favorite way of doing it.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's so much in sales because we can go into like how to overcome objections in sales, which is a great one. We can go into you know, an objection too. That's really what that is it's people not really truly understanding what the value is.
It always comes down to a lack of understanding of value, which that was something I recently learned from Grant Cardone a little bit. And I'm building a list of training now for like, oh, I like this video. And I'm building a playlist of videos. I'll be like, here, watch this playlist.
And those are all good things to encourage you to do the right things. But overcoming objections is huge in sales. Just a quick Cliff Note version of that is when people say no, it doesn't always mean that they don't want it. It just might mean they don't understand how that's going to help them. Right? And a no doesn't always mean pound sand, get out of here. It could in some cases. But if it's like, no, thank you. Well, if you don't mind me asking, for example, is what I would say. Everything I presented to you, you said that you needed and that you wouldn't be opposed to at least exploring that option. What changed? Are you not?
Someone used that on me once.
Yeah. What changed?
What was it that changed?
Am I not being clear enough? Because if I'm not, I would love to make sure that you truly understand what you're saying no to. You know what I mean? So that's yeah. I love sales. I love what I do.
Now, what do you do when you're on this side and you understand sales a lot more, and then someone uses those strategies?
I do identify
on you?
certain strategies, and there have been guys that are so good that they even convince me still at that point. Because I have an emotional side too, right? If it's something I think I need, then all of a sudden my logic goes away. It goes into I think I need that, right?
Right.
That's how sales work. I would hate to say the word manipulating, but really what you're doing is that you're showing them why they need what you need, because chances are they weren't thinking about it, or they truly don't need it, right?
Yeah.
So it depends on what you're selling.
And does manipulate have to be something negative?
No,
because could it just be like,
I don't think so.
I manipulated this a little bit and made it like this. Like that can be a good thing, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's just one of those linguistic thefts where like it just always has this negative connotation, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
Kind of like this word hard, like business is hard. Well, a lot of people are associating the word hard with bad, you know,
right.
But
or
hard,
scary or nerve-wracking. Yeah.
But hard isn't just that. Like it maybe at sometimes, but hard is just
I would say like the appropriate word to say probably in that case is business can be very challenging,
Yeah.
right? You can have great days, you can have bad days, but it can be extremely rewarding if you
Right.
do it right.
Yep.
And I talked about that with my clients, like as I'm onboarding, like guys, we're gonna have fun the first 3 months, but it's gonna get challenging, you know. So
I had fun the last 3 months.
heck yeah, dude. It was a great quarter for me. It started off a bit slow for me, but it was a great quarter. But we started implementing a lot of these things. You know, like it's so funny how like these basics of sales, you could get so you can forget about it,
Yeah.
even as an experienced person. And it doesn't hurt to always go back to your notes, go back to the basics and retrain yourself, retrain your team to make sure that they truly understand what it means to be valuable in that area, to sell well, to do all that.
Yeah. I've been getting into like having scripts and things in front of me as I'm like on a call or something, just so that way I can better understand. And it's more like a confidence monitor, you know, like, oh, like, it would be cool to have this printout of all the types of objections that we get and like what to say.
Yeah.
I don't have that yet, but that would be, I know that would be a good thing if I get a sales team.
It's not for you to be robotic, but it's a guide
Right.
to help you.
Yeah.
You eventually just have to make it your own, and it has to flow, you know.
Yeah.
But
anyways, so sales where I have changed a lot recently is through CRM.
oh yeah,
You know?
I love that.
So not like it's a little bit more than just a CRM because I don't know what it starts getting blurry as you add on certain things. So like HubSpot is a CRM, but it also does social media stuff. And it's like, that's not technically a CRM's role. They're just throwing that in there to be a value and a solution for businesses. So there are some things I don't know if it's normal for CRMs to have, but
Well, I feel like they keep evolving and getting better and better because of the competition.
so I have one that is from a company called Go High Level, and they are really good at what they do. I think it is very similar to HubSpot.
Yeah.
But Go High Level offers companies to buy at a high monthly rate, and then you can white label resell it to other companies. So I got on one of those resales. I didn't know until after, but because I started doing research on the back end. But it was really cool.
High level brand.
Yeah, so it's a really credible brand, and as they,
it's great actually. I've heard a lot of good things. I've never used it, but I heard a lot.
So that's technically what I have.
Nice.
It's just if this sub account of Go High Level goes away, that's the only risk. So, which something could happen. You never know. But it's a very like easy business structure for them. If they just have a certain amount of clients, then it's ongoing because Go High Level allows unlimited sub accounts.
Oh wow.
So it's like
that before I bought HubSpot.
Yeah.
Which I'm not complaining about. They actually do a really good job, but they're extremely expensive. And they're not sponsoring this video, so I could actually say that. So
yeah, everything that you hear are my own words.
But CRM systems allow you to follow up, which is a huge step in sales.
And I love it for the sales because of that. There's a spot in there that's like follow up in, and you put the date, and then it comes back up. Like so, as we contact customers, we pull up the contact. There might be some notes and place the call. Which actually it's its own number. It's its own phone number, so you can share it. And then you make that call and you can write some notes and you can, or before you make the call on the contact, you can make a task for this person. And this, on that task for Jerry to contact him, I'm going to assign Haley. Haley is going to make this call. Like then she sees it on her side as a team member.
Right.
And I don't know. There's
I
like,
love that too.
I didn't know what I didn't know until I started stumbling into it.
Oh yeah, our CRM system does that too, and the workflows and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Just keep us very, very organized.
And it can do like funnel for website stuff. It can do automation as far as like when I move someone from this pipeline to this spot, send them a text. Or like
automation.
Yeah.
Dude, I love it. It's great. It's great, dude.
So I'm full of ideas to like make that so
We
well
tend to
oiled,
both
you know.
feel like full of ideas, like great ideas.
Just not enough time in the world though.
Yeah, maybe we should sell them.
Sell the time?
Our ideas.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Can you go out and just sell your ideas somewhere?
I'm pretty sure you can, but it depends on if it's an idea people want, right?
Yeah.
And it might have to be like, you might have to have like certain things already set up for it. I don't know.
I just shared like a complete random. I just shared one to a developer person about like some other merchandise thing,
Right.
like called the Magic Mug.
The magic mug.
It was kind of like a Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak kind of situation there.
Yeah.
I don't have the skill, but I got a vision for it.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he does. But if he doesn't do anything, that's nothing. So, but we could do like a 50-50 revenue if he builds it.
Cool.
It'd be kind of cool.
Just don't turn into how mean Steve Jobs was. I don't know. I only have the movie to go after, so I'm not sure if that's really how it is.
Yeah, you don't really know.
But
All right. Well,
guys, that was a quick Cliff Note version of sales. I hope you got a couple of good nuggets after that. Do you want to let them know the big announcement?
let's hear the big announcement.
Well, do you want to?
I want to know, what is it?
Oh, well, we're celebrating our 10th episode, but
10 strong.
we're going to change the structure a little bit. And I'm excited about this structure. So we've been doing a video every single week, which I think has been great. It put a lot of content out.
We got the reps in.
Got the reps in, all that kind of stuff. Now, we did promise guest speakers.
Right.
So 2 surprises are coming out. One is for sure. The other one is still kind of pending. So we're going to start getting guest speakers on. But because of that, so that way there's time for people to watch it and for us to get more Quantum Social videos out on Reels, we're going to do 1 podcast a month and make sure that they're about an hour to 2 hours long, because we all know that you might not have the time for that, but it still gets a lot of content out there, and it's going to be an awesome interview of a local, entrepreneur here in Kansas City that's crushing it, that can bring in their experience.
So 1 longer main show inside the entrepreneur experience that's of a higher quality. Both in high quality of like what we put into it, what we strategize, and what the guest brings, and better quality for the listeners.
So that's that. And then we will most likely have another host joining us. I don't know how soon that will be, but we're toying with that idea of getting a third voice on here. We want somebody that's going to really match this energy and probably also bring a lot of humor into this.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how we are. So great thing. So after this 10th episode, if you guys don't see us for the next 3 weeks, it's not that we're gone. It's we're restructuring. We're going to remodel this a little bit. I'm not going to give away what we're going to do because you're going to be surprised, because you're going to wait for us to send out the next episode in about a month from now.
Yeah, so it's your perfect time. Oh, man, I just stumbled on my words.
Yeah.
It's a perfect time to get caught up on some things that you might have missed. Go and look back. That helps us. Like every listen helps us, and it gets you closer to your journey, or like it's definitely not a waste of time,
No, not at all.
Like I'm going back and listening to things. I was in the room and we already had the conversation.
Because we forgot a lot of
the exact same conversation, and I go back and listen, and then I'm more pumped because of listening back to it. So if I'm like that, then surely someone who is even knowledgeable, who could even speak with us on this podcast, it's still good material to listen to because of what you catch. And it just pumps you up. If you're in the KC area too, let us know, because we're about finished with our process to bring guests on. Yeah. Correct? So
I'm excited about the next guest. We're going to surprise you. So make sure that you show up for the next episode. It's going to be in about 4 weeks from now. But if you smash the subscribe button and the bell on YouTube, okay, you will get notified when a new video comes up. Okay? So, guys, I've loved, and I will continue to love this journey that we're doing through podcast and relating with you. I know that you don't see us or hear us in some cases, depending on what platform you're using. You can either see us and not hear us, or hear us and not see us.
Or see us and hear us.
See us and hear us on YouTube. Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I missed something. But we appreciate you guys so much. Remember to comment in the comments if there's any topic that you want to hear about. Or if you want a certain guest speaker to come on, we'll try, right? Like depending on where they're at, just like let us know, put in the comments, and we will do our best. We will do our absolute best.
Because that will help make a better quality entrepreneur experience for you, and it will help us deliver a better experience, and we'll just enjoy it more too. So remember to keep on keeping on.
And stay strong, my friend.